I think we're ready. Welcome to a very
Exactly, bro.
special PACT Holiday Special. I'm your host, Bruiser Carter, along with my committee, with my family, with my brethren. I start beside me. We got Mr. Johnny Mars.
Good evening is when we are recording this. So what's up to y'all when y'all be looking at this? It's your boy Johnny Mars, and happy holidays to all the families out there.
Below me, dog, we got my brother, Mr. Cut Carter.
Cutthroat, happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Also, dog, we got Mr. JB.
Yo, it's a blessing just to be here.
And last but not least, we got my cousin, Mr. Damon.
What you do, John?
Hey man, smile and wave, boys.
How are you guys doing, man, on this holiday event? PACT, this is the second straight year we're doing this.
Hey man,
Bless, man.
Feels pretty good.
Relief checks coming.
Jesus' birthday around the corner. Kwanzaa, relief checks.
John, what you say?
Relief checks.
Before we start, what power did you guys gain today on this December 21st?
I got the power to ignore people.
Pretty
Works
strong.
Oh boy, you have no idea. It
Got
works
that one
one.
too.
Would you say, JB?
I got that one too. I mean, it's just a coincidence we inherited the same power.
What about you, John? What power you acquired?
I got the power of progression. You know, the ability to just keep moving forward, man. I think that's more so like invincibility. You know what I'm saying? Take a hit, keep it moving, not get knocked down, get back up. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is.
Okay, Roy Jones.
Cut Carter, what power did you gain this December 21st?
I gained the power of patience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's cap. The day that happens, let me know.
I guess my powers didn't come in on time. I don't know what I gained. I just, I feel like I'm the same.
Well, it looked like your beard growing in, boy. You might have accelerated breeding.
I know that boy beard growing in.
You see
Hey
it?
man, Jib brush you get you some tea tree oil. That's what you're really trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Toothbrush, tea tree
God.
oil.
You got some tea
That's
tree
what I've
oil?
been doing.
Got some
All
tea tree
right,
oil?
With Amazon.
All right,
does.
Alton. Alton be like, you gotta shave it and let it come back.
Man, shout out to everybody this holiday season, no matter your religion, your faith, or whatever, etc. We just want to say happy holidays from PACT Life Podcast to you. Thank you for tuning in. And let's get active. We got to let's get into our NBA playoff predictions. You don't want to get, we got because season's tomorrow. We got opening night tomorrow. Who wants to go first to predict each conference 1 through 8 for the NBA season this season?
All right, let's do it. I think let's go conference by conference. I'm gonna go Eastern Conference, and I'm gonna come out the gate and go right with it. All right, I'm gonna give y'all the top 3 teams. All right, top 3 teams. Jalen, let me talk real quick, man. Top 3 teams, though. Hey, real talk. I'm looking at it. Y'all are like, man, I don't know. I'm looking at it. I'm going to Nets, man. I like this team. I like the roster. I got them at number 1. It's hard to see them in any other seed. All right, number 2. I'm gonna go ahead and take Philadelphia. I like Doc Rivers. I like the assistant coaching staff. I like that Sam Cassell has traveled over from the Clippers, and now they got something that they're going to do with Ben Simmons, and he's going to develop him as a point guard like he did with John Wall when he was in Washington as their assistant coach years ago. So I like what they're going to do. They're going to be the 2nd seed for sure. The 3rd seed, that's going to be tough, but I think I'm going to have the Raptors coming back just because Nick Nurse is a winning coach. He is proven to be an NBA champion. I know y'all going to say, Kevin Durant didn't play. Well, he's in the same conference now, so regardless of all that, I think he's going to be the 3rd seed this year with the Raptors. And then number 4, we're going to take the Heat. I think the Heat are actually going to be a good team this year, obviously, for Jimmy Butler coming back. They are probably going to start Tyler Herro this year, so we'll see how he progresses into that starting role. Number 5, this is going to be tough, but I probably am going to take – I don't like them like that, but give me Boston just because their roster is kind of complete and they have been in the playoffs for the last few years. So they'll probably be solid in making it again this year. Then number 6, obviously, I think the Bulls are going to make it this year. So go ahead and give me them at the 6th seed. I'm almost done real quick. My last 2. Number 7, I like the Knicks. Again, I think the Knicks with Tom Thibodeau are going to find their way into the playoffs. We see that RJ Barrett is going to take that next level. Alfred is going to be straight. Julius is more into that passing role. He's going to have increased production this year. So excited to see this Knicks team at number 7. And then lastly, at number 8. Number 8, I'm going to take the Atlanta Hawks. I do think they have exactly what they need to be a playoff contender. I think Trae Young also takes that next step. Last episode, I predicted he is the MVP. So, of course, they would have to make the playoffs for that to happen. I also said they would be the 4th seed, but depending on where he finishes in the ranks, we'll see how exactly this team will finish in the end of the year. So that's my 8 seeds, my 8 teams for the Eastern Conference. Y'all can go ahead and take off.
3 seed.
Sir, you are bugging out. The Raptors will not be a top 3 seed, bro. And y'all at 6? Stop it.
I'm not even mad about the Bulls place. The Wizards not making it is a
the Wizards flag. Not making it. Charlotte not making it.
No. Not Charlotte's not gonna make it. But the Knicks making it.
Why not? Why wouldn't Charlotte make it? They almost made it last year, and they got better this year, this offseason.
So did a lot of other teams, especially the Eastern Conference. I think the Eastern Conference has actually been the best conference in the offseason as far as having teams that really want to compete and recognizing what their team needs. I think each general management has done a great job of finding the pieces for their particular team. So it's going to be a competitive conference. Nonetheless, that's all. I mean, it's a pod. It's opinionated. I want to hear who y'all think going to be in there, but obviously, for my reasons and what I've seen so far and my evidence over the preseason, I think these teams are probably going to be the main contenders that we look at. And I mean, look, it's also what, a play-in tournament, right? So there's a 19 for the Eastern Conference, right? So I mean,
there's a play-in tournament. There's a play-in tournament.
Play-in tournament for the AFC. You play in to get the
AFC. For the AFC.
What's all I'm saying? So I think in that play-in tournament, it could be probably the Wizards. I think right there.
3 teams.
I think that's
all within the 2-3 games.
And I think the Pistons will be up there as well. The Pistons, and I think it'll be the Wizards, like I said, and it'll be who I just said is 8th, the Hawks. I think that'll be the 3 teams that probably play for that 8th seat. Real tough. If not the Bulls. Interchangeably, I mean, like, it'll be those teams. It'll be very close. Like, it's going to be a very competitive season, especially in the Eastern Conference. So,
and the Pacers not making it. Wow.
No.
Can I get it? Can I get the
new
graphic?
head coach, very young, not going to do much. And their team, no.
So we're doing.
That team does have 4 veterans coming back though, with T.J. Warren, Oladipo, Sabonis, and
Aaron Holiday and Justin Holiday, and
they got a lot of
Turner.
However, I don't have them making the playoffs either. But it's not.
I have them
as like the 9th seed. But
what's your Eastern Conference predictions then, Coach Carter?
Number 1, I have the Boston Celtics with the favorite coach coming back. They have the best roster all the way through as far as, like, if you go include bench players. I don't think they'll come out the East. I just think they'll have the best record in the 72-game season. Number 2, I have the Bucks. I think with that, the way Giannis and them play, Giannis plays and Chris Middleton plays, Drew Holiday gonna add to that, and they always end up with a top. Bud doesn't really not get the 1st seed. I almost had him at the number 1 seed. So Coach Bud, most of his team is going to consistently be a top two team. Number 3, I have the Heat, reigning Eastern champs. Number 4, I have the Nets. I think the Nets are going to be good and make a playoff run. They're just not going to win a lot of regular season games. Like, it's going to take a minute to gel. But they'll win. Like, some games, it won't matter if they gel or not. If one of them get hot, they'll probably win the game. 5, I have the Sixers. 6, I have the Raptors. 7, I have the Hawks. 8, I have the Wizards. Wizards is because I think they're going to start slow as well. But I do like what Russ and Bill, the highlights I've seen of them two, I like what I see. I like that Russ doesn't care to get the ball up to Bill. And sometimes Bill's just going to pull or do what he do. And I think it's not going to be as much as it was with Harden. Like, Harden's really, he's going to have it pretty much and do his own thing. Bill's kind of going to take the shot or he's going to pass it. He's not going to really hesitate. So I like to see where that goes. And then my first team out, it will be the Pacers, and 10th will be the Hornets or the Magic. Those are like my 9, 10, 11. But yeah, and then as far as the season goes, you don't want to do that now. You gonna wait for that, or
what?
Like, if the playoffs and stuff, or no? Like,
No, don't predict. Don't predict. Hey.
I did forget about the Bucks though, so I will add them obviously to my playoff rankings. It's probably number 2, and then just slide everybody down.
You didn't have the Bucks at all?
Whatever that was. I did it right, because it's like automatically in my head they are like a top seed, so I just didn't. But they're probably 1 or 2, probably 2.
Got you.
Yeah.
Damon, Jalen, which one?
I'll go ahead. Okay, so my first team out is the Chicago Bulls. I think they're a year away. I like Zach LaVine. I believe he's an all-star, but they have a lot of young talent, and I think Coach, what's his name, John? Get me right.
Billy Donovan.
Billy Donovan will come in and get these guys right, have them gelled up for next year. So I think they're my first team out. Number 8, the Atlanta Hawks. Maybe my light is too bright, but
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Hawks, I think, with Trae Young in another all-star year, led by some much-needed talent. Clint Capella will make his debut this year. John Collins playing for a contract, if not for the Hawks, for someone else. Cam Reddish taking a step forward. I like the Hawks, and I believe they make the playoffs as the 8th seed. Number 7, I like the Wizards. Brad Beal and Russell Westbrook, all-stars. I think they make some noise. It might take them a minute to get together, but I believe either they will start off strong or they will go on a run that propels them to a playoff spot. Number 6, the Toronto Raptors. I love Coach Nurse. Coach of the year might be up there again if he has this team playing that way. I think Siakam hears all the hate, and I think he steps up. Kyle Lowry's going to do what he's going to do, and the Raptors are going to win games. Number 5, Doc Rivers, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid, 76ers. I think they're just about they are what they are. I think Doc maybe has them some better wins on their schedule, and they're not going to be as bad as bad on the road as we've seen in years past. But at the end of the day, I think there has to be, this is the year where they find out what change needs to be. Number 4, I have the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum, I believe he takes a step forward, potentially an all-star starter with KD and Giannis. It'll be interesting to see how they move that around if they do a traditional 5. But anyways, Jaylen Brown takes a step forward. Marcus Smart. Hope to see Kemba and Kyrie. We know how that matchup gonna go in my eyes, but I love to see it. I think the Celtics are a good top 4 team in the East. Number 3, my Brooklyn Nets. I don't have the Nets as a top 2 seed because the 2 teams that I have better than them, I believe they are better as a unit right now. I do think, as in what Derek said, it's going to take these guys some time to gel. But once they do and they hit their stride, it's going to be very dangerous. And I do have them coming out the East. We'll get to that more when we do our predictions. Number 2, the Miami Heat. I think the Heat play very solid after their championship run. I think Jimmy Butler takes a step forward and we stamp him as a superstar. I did so after his performance in the finals. But some people still think the Heat, some people, what I'm hearing around the league is it was a bluff. So I think the Heat come out and show that they are still a good team. Their young guys take a step forward, and there are some contenders. I actually think they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals against the Nets. And number 1, I have the Milwaukee Bucks. I think Drew Holiday makes them a better team. As Derek said, with Coach Bud and Giannis, he's the poster boy now. He's going to be in the MVP ranking. So I got the Bucks as the number 1 seed.
I got you. And Jalen, before I go, you take it away, buddy. I know you've been anxious. You rose your hand and everything, buddy.
So my first team out that I have is the Atlanta Hawks.
Boo!
Reasons why?
Boo!
Reasons why? I feel like they have the talent, but I'm not sure if the coach they have is the right guy.
Last year, black man out of there.
I would like to see another black man get the job, potentially. But I just don't think he's the right guy for those players to take the step that they need to take to win games. They'll score a lot of points and be entertaining to watch, but I feel like they do get better, but they slightly miss the playoffs. My 8th seed prediction would be the Charlotte Hornets. So with that being said, they added Gordon Hayward, who is a solid 3 in this league. And you also got Graham coming in off his, I think who won most valuable, not most valuable, who won most improved
was
last year? Brandon Ingram, right?
Yep.
I feel like he should have got that last year. I look for him to take steps, and LaMelo and just the whole cast of the guys that they got down there, I feel like they'll be able to get the eighth seed.
Brandon Ingram there.
My seventh pick would be the Pacers. I feel like Victor Oladipo bounces back with Sabonis, regardless of the coaching situation. I just feel like those guys are immensely talented, and they're going to play playoff basketball night in and night out. 6, I will have the Toronto Raptors. I just feel as if Nick Nurse is a great coach, but at this moment, it's just I don't feel like they have the talent that's there. It's Serge left for the Clippers. It's just like they miss a very key component to their success. 5th, I have the Washington Wizards. I think when you add Russ and Bill and what they can do, it's just extremely special. With Russ being in the Eastern Conference, he's going to eat like no other, probably have like MVP type numbers and go back to averaging triple doubles, while Bill is also averaging 30 and whatever. 4th, we got the Boston Celtics.
Why they so low, man? Talk to us.
So with Boston, man, I just feel as if, man, those guys, I don't know what to expect. They could be the 1 seed, but they just have these spurts where they just do not play as hard as they should night in and night out. They take games off, and I just feel like it's going to be the same case this year. Very young core. You know, I think JB will take some steps forward this year and really show people that he can really be of that cloth of an elite player. And JT, I mean, he got to show me he can lead a team and be focused for the entirety of the year and not just during, you know, bits and spurts. But 3rd, we got the Philadelphia 76ers. That boy Doc Rivers finna go in there and turn that thing around. The offense, I think them acquiring Seth Curry and spacing the floor more will allow Embiid to be able to work, and also putting Ben in situations where he can, you know, post up and assist from the block. That'll be better for him. It's instead of just having him out there on the perimeter, people can sag off and pack the paint. So I think look for Doc to tweak that a little bit. 2nd, I have my Miami Heat. And you already know how I feel about my Heat, man.
Yeah.
Them boys special. We had a great run last season. I feel like we only going to get better. Our young talent, Bam is going to take a step forward and be the superstar that we all know him to be. And first,
we all? Bam's
we all.
Bam's a superstar?
No, I'm saying that we all know he will be. He will be a superstar. We all know that.
Okay.
We all know that. And, man, I hate to say it. My first seed is going to be the Brooklyn Nets. Now,
oh God,
I know y'all was expecting for me to say Milwaukee. Yes, I'm aware that Milwaukee is not in my playoff picture. I'll get to that in a second.
Wait.
I'll get to that in a second. I think what you got over there with Kyrie and KD is just going to be special. With the pieces that they have around them, I think them boys are going to come in. It's going to take them a few games to gel, but for the most part, ain't nobody in the East really fooling with them boys, bro. Like, just blowing everybody out, night in and night out basis. Now,
losing credibility.
Let me move on to let me tell you why. Giannis cannot score when it matters. What I think happens this season, and God forbid, I think that okay, never mind.
Crazy.
All right, bro. The Bucks gonna make the playoffs, but that means I will have to drop out Charlotte, and now I have to put the Bucks around like 3 or 4 seed. Okay, you got me. I was gonna say something that was just crazy.
Are you foreseeing a injury in Milwaukee? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I was gonna go there, but I don't want to put that out there. I want to put that out there. Or I could potentially, or I could potentially see Giannis sitting out, unhappy about the situation. I don't know, but he just got extended, so that'll be crazy. But anyway, like I was saying, the Bucks will make the playoffs. They'll probably be the 3rd or 4th seed.
Gotcha.
And you could bump Charlotte off the list.
Gotcha. Appreciate that. Appreciate the save you did.
Why was Charlotte ever on the list?
Because, bro, Milwaukee just pisses me off.
You don't gotta like them. I don't like them either, but they gonna.
He sound like somebody I know, Jangalang. I don't like them.
All right. AFC, I got the Atlanta Hawks. It's time for this team to develop with the emerging superstar that's Trae Young. So I do have to make the playoffs as AC. Number 7, Washington Wizards, Brody and Bill. You'll get that mentor of the 7th seed. It'll be tough, though. I think they'll go some growing pains, but they will eventually land that 7th spot. 6th seed, hurts me to say this, but my Toronto Raptors, they're going to regress losing Ibaka. I think, and they re-signed Fred VanVleet. That's a huge boost, but I think they're in the market for a big-time free agent. It was supposed to be Giannis next summer, but he re-signed, so it'll be interesting how that team gels with the same squad basically coming back minus Ibaka. Number 5, I have the Eastern Conference champions, the Miami Heat. I do think the 4 teams ahead of them are better than them. I honestly do think that, and I just will reflect that when the time shows.
You thought that last year too, bro. And look what that got you.
Number 4 seed.
Tell them, JB.
Number 4 seed, the Brooklyn Nets. This all boils down to they're not less talented than any of these teams. This all boils down to that you haven't played enough with each other. There's no chemistry there. New head coach, new system, new KD finally getting back. So I have the Nets as the 4th seed. Number 3, I have the Boston Celtics. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid with the addition of Doc Rivers is there. I think a new system will be created that can maximize both Simmons and Embiid talent. Number 2, I have the Boston Celtics. I agree with Cut said, it's the best roster in the East. Just even though they're young, they have playoff experience now with the many losses that this team has faced by the hands of LeBron and Jimmy Butler and others. So I have the Boston Celtics number 2. And number 1, I have that guy who just resigned that mega deal, man. I got Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks with Coach Bud. I do think if the Bucks do not make the NBA Finals this year, Coach Bud will be fired. So I think it's do or die right now for the Milwaukee Bucks in terms of Coach Bud position. Jalen, why you keep staring at me like that?
Because why do you believe in him so much, bro? Like, I don't understand. Giannis shows you year in and year out. He just ain't who you think he is. He's not a winner.
About the regular season.
Yeah, the Bucks are a regular season team, JV. But we could do.
This is true. Bucks are
we could do our Eastern Conference. Who can make the finals out the East right now? I'll go first. I got the Bucks making it to the finals in the East. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna just say that.
Maybe it's because like I know what really counts is the playoffs, but that's why I hate them so much.
I got the Bucks
regular season. You are right; they are
the Bucks going to the finals. Demond, what you got to say to me?
Bruises say stuff like that and then don't want us to cuss on the pod. I got the Nets coming out. Brooklyn.
Cut.
I want the Sixers to come out for Ben, but it's not going to be them. It's going to be the Boston Celtics.
You said that last year too.
The Boston Celtics.
Jalen.
The Celtics just don't get worse.
The Brooklyn Nets are coming out. Y'all are being disrespectful to the second best player in the league right now.
Talk about it, JP.
How you second best play last season?
Don't matter.
What you mean? He walks in and he's the second best player. Nobody can rock with him when he's healthy outside of LeBron James. We all know this, so stop acting like it's new.
Well, I think LeBron's sidekick is the second best player in the league right now.
Mr. Johnny Mars.
AD? No. KD is way better than AD. What? Come on, bro. Stop playing.
Because he can shoot
Stop
better.
playing with KD name. No, he's a better player, bro. Like, honestly. And he's tougher.
Is he?
Yes.
Yes, he would.
All right, John, who you got, bud?
I could have let them discuss the AD debunk.
Man, he time frame.
The same reason I got them as the number 1 seed is the same reason I have them coming out of the East. It has to be the Brooklyn Nets, just because for many of the reasons my colleague just named, JB and Demond, is his excitement and enthusiasm about Kyrie, and Jalen's enthusiasm about KD. I mean, they coincide with each other, and it makes all for a better reason, and all for the most sense that the Brooklyn Nets come out of the Eastern Conference. So, I mean, if it comes down to the Nets and Celtics in the Eastern Finals, I don't see the Celtics getting past Kevin Durant and Kyrie. Like,
well,
I don't see
since
that.
you brought it up, what makes us so sure that if the Celtics, Derek said they don't get worse, they don't get better. What makes us so sure if they play the Heat, they're gonna beat the Heat in a series?
They can't beat us.
I don't think they could beat the Heat in the series. It's not what I saw last year.
I don't think they can beat the Sixers in the series. Not with Ben.
I don't either.
Oh my God! Give it up! Give it up! It's over.
No, it's not.
It's not a contender.
Y'all like
No, it's not. They have a completely
y'all
different
like
team.
dwelling on
They
the
have
past.
shooters.
Y'all like dwelling on the past. So let me do a quick rundown.
Talk to us.
Milwaukee can't win the big game ever. They didn't even make it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, did they? Oh, okay.
They got a closer now.
Anywho, Drew's not a closer. And I can tell you that he's not. He can close it when it's in playing against a team like, I don't know, like the Blazers on a point guard that's not really a scorer. So I guess in that case, he would close out Kyrie Irving. You can't play defense. So he closes him out.
What is this narrative that Kyrie's bad on defense? Where does this come from?
Because he is.
People don't look for one-on-ones with Kyrie.
Kyrie's not
the guy getting switched on. Never.
Yeah.
Never.
You never just be like, oh.
Stop your hating.
Target Kyrie on
I'm going on mute.
Why wouldn't he be the one you just switched? Yeah, go on.
He's hating.
He's definitely on that Golden State team that's going to get switched on.
Ah.
I mean, that didn't happen.
Of course, bro.
He's definitely going to be the one. But nonetheless, since we're breaking down teams, let's talk about the Heat and their lack of ability to
they don't have a big
to
stop people inside. Let's talk about that.
AD, one of the greatest power forwards ever.
Y'all was supposed to be one of the best perimeter defenses last year. I went inside. I didn't mean to. That was a mistake. Y'all supposed to be one of the best perimeter defenses last year, and y'all let the Lakers literally shoot y'all out the gym. And
that's how you beat them in that zone. You got to spray them and get to the mid.
Because AD was killing us inside.
And now the teams like Brooklyn, who is full of shooters, probably gonna expose you.
Joe Harris, a starter.
Probably gonna expose you. The Sixers are full of shooters. They added Steph Curry. They're full of shooters. They're probably outshoot you too. So I don't understand why you think so highly of your team. But anyway, whatever. And then the other team that the Celtics that you tried to come for was literally the same team y'all was just gassing Jason Tatum about. And if they're not getting better, if he's the best player on the team and he's supposed to be at an all-star starter level, how are they not getting better? So
we just critique every team but the Celtics. You just said let's talk about everybody in their lack of.
Because
the Celtics lack of.
That was my point. But we can talk about we can talk about the Hawks and the lack of a coach. The Hawks do lack a coach, but the Hawks not.
Nobody thinks the Hawks are going to the Eastern Finals.
Okay, but why?
I thought this is about East. I thought your whole.
I just broke them down and I literally ended it with the Celtics. Why'd you come back and say, "Well, you said you're gonna break down every team," so now I'm doing that.
I'm asking you, what is the critique?
You didn't critique the Celtics. That's what they're saying.
The Celtics critique is that they just blew it, but the Heat exposed them. The Heat play good defense, and the Celtics weren't hitting the shots.
The Celtics don't have no roster holes, is what you're telling me.
How do we expose them, Derek? Tell us how.
What roster hole do they have?
Big man.
They center is Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson will be fine with the Celtics. I promise you he will be. He will be fine with the Celtics.
They got bigs.
He will be fine with the, and not Robert Williams. It's Robert Williams, I think. Yes, he's also Robert Williams, Daniel Theis, and what's her name?
Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson. And I mean,
I don't Taco Fall
play minutes, but if he does, we'll see. I don't.
All those bigs that they have are getting abused down low by Bam, Joel Embiid, DeAndre.
Bam's not that big of a big. Bam is not.
Thank you. Stop the count.
Bam is not that type of big. You're wrong.
What?
DeAndre Jordan doesn't have a post game. All he does is catch lobs. Get out of here.
That's why I said they're getting bullied down low. They're getting bullied on the court. They're getting bullied on the fast break.
You're not getting the lob off over Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, bro. You're not getting the lob over them to get it over them.
Who not? DeAndre Jordan?
Who gonna throw the lob?
Kyrie. KD. What are you talking about?
When Kyrie throw lobs?
Mute. You're lying.
Kyrie ain't throwing no lobs since he was with LeBron, so he throwing a lob too.
Bro, every point guard can throw lobs, dog.
Every PG can throw lobs, bro. You just gotta have the
point is that I don't know why DeAndre Jordan is getting mentioned in post offense because he don't have it.
Because he can put pressure on the rim, pick and roll.
That boy free throw game getting stronger though.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all like Tristan not.
So we got 3 players. We have 3 people saying Brooklyn to the finals. I have Milwaukee.
And the 3 people that said Brooklyn to the finals are the same ones that said the Warriors was gonna be there. or beat the Lakers in the conference finals this year. Or
no, we said
the same
I
ones that
said
say
that
last
they
year.
would make the.
Last
I
year
said
was
they
gonna
would
be
make the playoffs.
How do you just synthesize information?
These the same ones that had the Clippers beating the Lakers last year, but we don't want to talk about that early
You
on.
said that.
Early
That
on,
was Jalen.
Jalen said Blaze was gonna beat the Lakers. We remember.
I never said the Clippers was gonna beat the Lakers, so I know that was Jalen. John, you said that?
Do you want to tell the
I
full
thought I
story?
said Lakers all the way. I don't know.
I definitely had the Clippers.
Gonna give the Lakers some problems.
Well, Jalen did. I
PG?
can't remember.
Who
I
foreseen
can
PG
before
playing that bad?
It is not just his fault because Kawhi was.
Hey, wait. Speaking of the West, let's do our Western Conference predictions.
Bruiser, I was just about to say before we get to the West, it sounded. I vividly remember Jalen hating on LeBron, saying he didn't look.
Jalen, can you tell us? Can you tell us your top, who your teams that gonna make the playoffs in the West, buddy? Can you talk to us real quick?
Yes, sir. I sure can. Number 1 seed, man. That's them champs. LA Lakers, man. Brian and AD. Definitely proved me wrong. I didn't think they would make it last year. I thought the Clippers would be better than them. I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm willing to, cleanse them. Secondly, who I got coming in as the 2nd seed, I would have to say the Clippers. I think the Clippers bounce back. I think PG bounces back, even though he really pissed me off this offseason. I do think they'll bounce back and they'll be better, and they'll finish at the 2nd seed out West. 3rd, I have Portland. I think Dame has an MVP type caliber season, and I think CJ finally steps it up, and these boys get it done. They got Nurkic fully healthy. They got Melo for the entire season. I mean, I think them boys is gonna be special out there.
Jalen, while
4th, I got.
Is CJ McCollum an All-Star this year?
Yes.
Actually,
yes. I think CJ makes the All-Star team this year.
Hey, keep going with your predictions. We don't want to get too sidetracked because that's out of pocket. Keep going, bro.
So 4th. Exactly. And then don't be like, okay, never mind. I'm done. 4th, I have the Denver Nuggets. Really like what I saw from them last year. I just don't think until Jamal Murray just takes that step, like in the regular season, like I just don't see them being able to like really be over anything of the 4th seed, but in the playoffs, them boys, he's a problem. In the playoffs, he's a problem. Regular season, I don't know. 5th seed, I got Dallas Mav, old Luka, and KP. Them boys gonna be out there doing their thing per usual. Could be a dark horse Western Conference Finals team. We'll see. 6th, I have. This is when it starts getting hard. I have the Phoenix Suns coming in at number 6 with CP and Devin Booker. I feel like them boys is gonna be special. 7th, I have the New Orleans Pelicans.
Oh wow.
I have the Pelicans at 7. No, matter of fact, I have the Warriors coming in at 7. And I have the Pelicans coming in at 8. And that is my playoff prediction.
Before anybody goes, we just have to hold Jalen accountable for the things he say in the pack chat. You said the Warriors will be a top 4 seed. I really made the whole YouTube segment of you saying the Warriors will be a top 4 seed. Why are they the 7th seed now?
I had some time to sit on it. Yeah, dog. Dre, I don't know. Like Draymond is just, I don't know if he's gonna be the same defender that he has been in recent years.
Oh yeah, the Andrew Wiggins boy too, huh?
I think Andrew will be pretty nice, but as far as them losing Clay, took the steam off that really once I sat back and realized, like, I think I underestimated how important Clay was. I knew how important he was, but Clay is like a bona fide. I want to say superstar. I want to say I want to say superstar.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many people would agree with that. But I think he's a superstar and a Hall of Famer, one of the best shooters ever. If not, he's arguably the best shooter ever.
Jalen, would you also say you overestimated Steph Curry?
No, I won't say that because Steph is that special. Steph is that special. But I do think I do think the main reason for them being a 7 seed will be because of defense, not offense. So that's to be determined. And then the Pelicans making it, they finally got a competent coach. For the love of God, I think that BI and that boy Zion gonna take off this year, along with Lonzo Blossman as well. So take it away, gentlemen.
Johnny Morris, go ahead, bro. What's the conference predictions?
Yeah, I won't just completely counter the blasphemous I just heard from JB, but I'll just provide my take and what I believe to be what the Western Conference Finals and Western Conference predictions will look like. The top 3 seeds are obviously going to be the Lakers, Nuggets, and Clippers. Either way you look at it, those 3 teams have the best rosters in the West. And I'm excited to see Chauncey Billups make his debut coaching with the Clippers in that assistant role with Ty Lue. So that's going to be fun to watch. And I think, they still have enough talent to be a top 3 team in the West, regardless of how new the coaching staff is. The Nuggets are going to be number 2 because of Mike Malone being there for a season amount of time. I think this will be his 6th season with the Nuggets. So they got experience. They have a roster that can score a lot of points in a hurry, and that's going to be a big problem for the rest of the teams in the West. I got the Mavericks at number 4. Mavericks at number 4 because Rick Carlisle also has been with the Mavericks for a while and has a championship with them. And that was the number 1 offensive rating team last year in history of the NBA. So it's going to be hard to see them taking a step back. I mean, they lost Seth Curry, but I forgot who they got, but they got some shooters that's going to replace him. So they'll be fine. Number 5, I have the Warriors. I think they'll be pretty solid this year. They still have a good squad. Andrew Wiggins could take a step forward. I hope to see Kelly Oubre take that step forward, and Steph Curry also just continue to go on the tear. 6 will be the Jazz. Going to see Quinn Snyder also has been there they got some seasoned coaches in the West. So I think that's going to be helpful when these teams, when it boils down to which teams are actually going to make a deep run because they have chemistry. So the Jazz will be number 6. I like to see Chris Paul still find a way in the playoffs. So I got the Suns at number 7. Devin Booker also is going to be a great compliment as far as getting this team up there. And then Steven Silas coaching with the Houston Rockets, still going to come out shooting, still going to give them 50 some shots from beyond the arc a game. So they're going to score, and they're going to be scoring enough points to win games to get them as the 8th seed. If James Harden gets traded this year and he does not play with the Rockets, I have them falling out. And I have that play-in tournament being probably the Grizzlies making it as the 8th seed. I would like to see the Pelicans, but I think the Grizzlies are young enough and talented enough and raw enough to make it. So that's what I got as the Western Conference. Take it away, gentlemen.
Derek.
All right. Number 1, I have the Lakers. Wouldn't be surprised if they actually don't get the 1 seed, but for now, just give it to them because they're the champion. Number 2, Nuggets, always the top 3 seed. I got a shakeup from what John said, but number 3, I have the Mavericks. I think Rick Carlisle is going to coach his butt out this season. I think Luka's going to be an MVP candidate this season. I think Dallas is going to be one of the best markets for free agents to start looking to go to after this season. So I got them. I'm high on them this season, actually. Number 4, I have the Blazers. I think they kind of was hurt with Nurkic out, and now that they're going to have a healthy team, added Robert Covington, they're going to beat a lot of teams. It's really just going to come down to CJ just coming on and bringing it, because Dame going to bring it. Nurkic is solid. Melo gonna bring it in his role.
The boys know.
Covington gonna bring it in his role. They got a perimeter defender that they have never had. So since Wesley Matthews, so this is gonna be good for them. On number 5, I had the Clippers, which will be perfect for that 4-5 Clippers versus Blazers matchup. That'll be perfect. Now we're back. The ducking the grind. This is their chance to actually prove it.
Yep.
Clippers at 5. I think they will be worse this season than last year, but I do think they'll play different. So I'm expecting them to be this new system Ty Lue probably bringing in or whatever is supposed to catapult them, but I think they're going to struggle. And there's only 72 games instead of 82.
Yeah, they do a triangle offense with Kawhi running the Kobe Bryant type role or something like that. So
I'm curious. I'm gonna just watch it in amusement. Number 6, I had the Jazz. I think Donovan Mitchell showed everybody last season that regardless of everybody else, he gonna be he gonna deliver. So I think he can will them into the playoffs once again, as he's pretty much done every year. Number 7, I have the Suns. Chris Paul basically gonna do the same thing he just did, but this time it's gonna be with a way better team. So he took the Thunder to the 7th seed last year, I think. So this year he's gonna do it again with it was 7th seed. This year he do it with the Suns, with Devin Booker, with DeAndre Ayton, with Mikal Bridges, and Dario Saric, and Cam Johnson, all those boys. That'll be fun to see. And depending on if they play the Nuggets or they play a team that's not like a team in between those, every other team except the Lakers, I'd like to see if they could give them a run for their money, if not upset them. This is honestly the hardest part for me right here, this AC, because
I agree.
I want to give it to the Pelicans, but I'm forgetting about a former MVP, the Rockets. However, I don't think James Harden ends the season with the Rockets. So I'm not sold on the Rockets making the playoffs, which is hard for me to say.
He's gone.
So
That's what I said.
The AC for me is the Pelicans. But if it's not the Pelicans, and the Rockets are cool, it's the Rockets. I did my whole bracket. So my 10th seed was the Wolves, 11th seed Warriors, 12th seed Grizzlies, 13 Spurs, 14 Kings, 15 Thunder.
Who was your 10th seed?
10th seed was the Timberwolves. I think the Timberwolves actually going.
Your 11 was the Grizzlies.
11 was the Warriors. 12 was Grizzlies.
Y'all are so
The Warriors had the 12.
11.
Wow.
I'm not talking about the Warriors, but I'm about to get to my picks in a minute.
Well, I don't have a problem with the 8 through 12 over here. Like the Ja Morant can easily be in the playoffs. It's not like the East. It's not like, oh, that 12 seed.
Yeah, the 8 spot.
And Steph can't lead. Okay.
Steph can lead what? With what? Lead what? With what?
You haven't seen it, Jalen. You going off of nothing. You're literally going off of nothing. Somebody in the YouTube comment tried to tell me that they did it in 2013, but Curry wasn't a superstar in 2013. Nobody knew. Nobody gave a F about Curry. Now
Right.
he's a superstar. Now he's a champion. Now we care what you want to do now. We never seen it before. What you say, Curry?
Y'all, like the 8 through 14.
The man lose half his superstar core, and you can go ahead. You can go ahead. Just be wrong. Go ahead. Be
8
wrong.
through 14 in the West is literally all teams that were that was invited to the bubble. Almost all these teams almost made the offs. So 8 through 14 is a toss up. But the only teams I can guarantee are those first 7: the Lakers, Nuggets, Mavs, Blazers, Clippers, Jazz, Suns. 8 through 14 is a toss up. And you can say what you want about the Warriors with Curry, but this is the worst roster he's ever had since like he started winning. So he's gonna have to show me. And that's not against him. He's gonna have to show me. And I can say a lot about these other teams that the Grizzlies, Ja Morant and them really missed the playoffs by a game. So that play-in tournament gonna actually be big again for the West. Whereas if you look at the East, my 8 through 14 is Wizards, Pacers, Hornets, Magic, Bulls, Knicks, Pistons, Cavs. At a certain
So you just gonna disregard how bad they played in the tournament?
Who?
The Grizzlies.
Jaren Jackson.
Jaren Jackson got hurt. And he hurt again. That's why I have him so low.
still.
He's still out.
They was losing when he was playing.
Jonas Valanciunas stepped up. Brandon Clark stepped up. Dylan Brooks stepped up. What's bad to be? Can't really say anything bad about the Grizzlies. And I had the Warriors as 11 above the Grizzlies. But I'm not. People keep disrespecting that number 13 team in the Spurs, and they win games. I don't think people understand that. And DeRozan, Aldridge was out last year a little bit, but DeRozan and Aldridge can win games.
Your 15 team is the Thunder?
Yes, the Thunder don't want to win. They don't care to win.
It's bad for them.
They're not gonna win. Who want to beat the team? The Kings. The Kings. Marvin Bagley, when he plays, they win. So they're gonna win games too. The West is not like the East, where you can cut it at 8 and you be like, or cut it at 10 or 11 and you be like, all right, that's it. Literally, you seen that last season. They invited more teams from the West than the East.
Luke Walton getting fired this year.
Yes, that's why I have 14. I want him.
I don't know how he's still there. Like,
I want De'Aaron Fox with
You know how he's still there.
And then I missed. The Timberwolves. I feel like I didn't get the top on them. I think people are not. Cat has been in the playoffs before. D-Loden has been in the playoffs before. They both have been the leaders of playoff teams before. So
sleeper.
You got them two together, and you got a rookie who Ant-Man might not even start, but you got a rookie. You got Josh Okogie who's locks. You got Ricky Rubio back playing points, so D-Loden can play off the ball.
But do they have a good coach though?
It is. Yeah, that's my reserves on them. They don't coach.
I mean, his dad was a legend. I don't know too much about him, but
He's too young.
I don't think it matters because he got a young team. And like I said, Cat and D'Lo could. That's not a bad 1-2 punch to bring you where you want to be. They're not gonna beat nobody in a 7-game series most likely, but they could. I think they have a chance to make the All-Stars as well. But I'm gonna go ahead in mind. Let Demond or Bruiser hop into it.
Damani, take it away.
Ooh, my first team out is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans. I believe it's just too much talent in the West, and even though they have it, it's going to take a while for them to gel. I think they make the playoffs next year. Number 8 seed for me is the Phoenix Suns. Chris Paul. Derek, you said they were the 7th seed. I think they were the 5th or 4th seed because they played the Rockets, who were either the 5th.
Yeah, the Thunder was the 5th seed.
Okay. Yeah, I think people are talking about Devin Booker and the things Chris Paul's going to do for him. I think DeAndre Ayton is maybe the biggest benefactor. I think he's going to have his breakout year, and I do think the Suns get into the playoffs. Number 7 seed for me is the Jazz. Jalen, did you have the Jazz in your playoffs? Because I didn't hear them.
I didn't. Reason being, Rudy, I don't think Donovan will be able to keep carrying Rudy dead weight around, bro, honestly. And they don't put pieces around him for them to be able to consistently win. And the West is steadily getting better. And you tell me where they got better? Because I love D. Mitchell. But carrying them bums is gonna be hard.
I will say the disrespect to Rudy, his offensive game is warranted, but his defensive game cannot be. He shows up every single night on the defensive end, unless he has to play a guy like AD who is giving everyone buckets. So I do want to put some respect on Gobert's name, and I do think the Jazz make the playoffs.
Or Jokic.
Number 6 seed for me is the Dallas Mavericks. I've seen some have them as high as the 3 seed. To me, this team is still what they are. I got to see more from Kristaps. If he can stay healthy, if he's going to be there when they need him to be. But I think we all know what we expect out of Luka. We gave him the superstar stamp. I think he expands on that, as Derek said, MVP candidate type year. Rick Carlisle will coach them guys up. I think they'll make the playoffs again. Number 5 seed for me is the Rockets. Like I said, the Rockets are my first team out. But I think the Rockets, as they stand right now, are a very good team. James Harden, a superstar in this league. I would not like to see him on the go mid-season. If they're going to do it, I would like to see it before the season, but not mid-season. Just don't want to see a superstar like that on the move, no matter if it was to go to the Nets, who I believe would make them, me personally, make them a finals contender. I believe they're going to the finals anyway, but I don't think they can beat the Lakers the way they are right now. If they got Harden, I think they could make that case. But as for the Rockets, I would like to see them rock out with James Harden this year, see how he does with John Wall and Boogie, and I think their ceiling is the 5th seed. My number 4 seed is the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm just not all in the Clippers hype. To me, they have a worse team than they had last year. I know they bring in Ibaka, but it has to be seen what Ty Lue is going to do so much better than Doc Rivers, and I don't believe that that's an upgrade by any imagination.
Not a better coach.
Right. To me, all this hype about Paul George, and can we get some respect on Lou name? Can we see? I think Lou is the closer. I think Lou should be the closer. That's the way I've always felt. But it remains to be seen. But I think based off the talent that they have, that big 3 in my eyes, they're a top 4 seed in the West. My number 3 seed is the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets, I think Jamal Murray stamped why last year in the playoffs, and we saw it with them going back and forth with the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. I think they are a very good team. I think they took a step forward. I like their coach. I like Jokic and Murray 1-2 punch. I think Michael Porter Jr. takes a step forward, comes into that role as a number 3, which they very much need to be able to make some noise again as a Western Conference team. I think they do so. My number 2 seed, led by my MVP candidate Damian Lillard, is the Portland Trailblazers. I think the Blazers ball out this year. I think they have one of the best rosters, not just in the West, but in the league. You look at Dame, I think him and CJ will continue to do what they always do, but I think Dame, coming off the bubble, will elevate his game a little bit more. And I think he has an opportunity to finally take the best point guard recognition from Curry. It remains to be seen what Curry does this year, but I think Dame just balls out of control. And I think the Blazers get back to the Western Conference Finals against my number one team, which is the Los Angeles Lakers. Got better after the championship, went out and got 2 Sixth Man of the Year candidates. I mean, best player in the world. AD is a Hall of Famer. They're going to me right now, as the way the league is set up, they're going to win another championship. LeBron has the opportunity to not only tie Jordan in my eyes, but pass him if he keeps up the way he's playing. AD gets better, and they keep making these moves, and I think they just go back to back. So I got the Lakers representing the West in the finals, winning it all, number one seed.
Like that.
I got you, and I'll go. All right. I'll start with my number one seed. As Demond eloquently said, I have the Los Angeles Lakers as the one seed. Enough said. Bron, AD, too lethal. Number two, I have the Nuggets. We all know Jokic is a superstar, and I agree with Jalen's assertion that Jamal Murray used to go off in a regular season to get his superstar banner, his stature as well. But I do think both make the All-Star. MPJ still growing, still have veteran leadership with Paul Millsap. And they still have the last resort. They can always trade their pieces to go get another star or superstar to help that court if need be. Number three,
you have made the case off camera, off pod, that the Nuggets should make a move like trading for Harden. Do you believe that would make them favorites in the West?
No, I think they'll make them conference favorites. It's just Brian. That just is too lethal. And I do think with the additional Harden, Murray and Jokic, like opportunities with the ball would diminish, potential shots would diminish as well. I think you might have to custom make your offense to fit Harden. I don't think Harden would come in and just settle to be number two in that role, but I do think they are a guaranteed conference finals with that team. Harden just has to buy into whatever system he's traded to, because if he doesn't buy in, then it's like, what are you trading for? Number three, I have the Portland Trailblazers. They acquired Robert Covington, Enes Kanter, getting Nurkic back. Hopefully Zach Collins come back healthy as well. Then they have two lethal backcourt with Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum. I have them boys being a 3 seed. Number four, I have the Los Angeles Clippers. It's Kawhi and Paul George running back again with a new head coach, Tyronn Lue. I think the reason they brought in Tyronn Lue and got rid of Doc Rivers, he may not be a better coach, but he would change the culture in LA. He won't let them. I think Kawhi game management, like load management, like all that, I don't think that'll continue to happen. I think the special perks, like that report that the Athletic came out with, that won't continue to happen as well. So he's just there to change the culture, and as a result, the culture will reflect on their play on the court, and that's what they're banking on. Number five, I have the Dallas Mavericks. The reason I had the Mavericks at first as the 3 or 4 seed, but the reason I brought them down is because although they can score with the best of them, they cannot defend with the best of them. I know they acquired Josh Richardson, but still, Luka has to prove himself defensively. Kristaps has to prove he can stay healthy, and we saw it last year. When they played the Clippers in the bubble playoffs, they weren't playoff season. They let Marcus Morris get in his head. Marcus Morris get in his head. I think more experience will benefit this team, so I have them as the 5 seed. All right, 6, 7, and 8. I think the 6, 7, 8 spot in the West will be a fight. I think the Suns right now. I have the Suns, Jazz, and Warriors. I think the Warriors, Curry could potentially get them in there, but I also have the Rockets and I also have the Wolves. I think it'll come down to those 5 teams that will battle for those 3 spots. I do think the Jazz have playoff experience and experienced head coach. I do think they'll get a spot. We love the Suns. Monty Williams is my coach of the year pick candidate, and they got Chris Paul, so I have them. And I think Steven Silas, even if they trade Harden, because they're going to get a haul back one, but I think he could get something going with John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Christian Wood, acquired from the Pistons. And he's getting comparisons of AD I'm seeing as well. So I think Steven Silas can convince these players to join this new system. They still have some old Houston alum. They still have Eric Gordon on the team, have Daniel House on the team. So I do think the Rockets can fight for that playoff spot. Timberwolves, their issue is coaching, and Golden State, similar to Cut, they just have to prove they can. Curry just have to prove he can win by himself, and I just haven't seen that yet. But I do have them fighting for a playoff spot. I don't think they'll be trash like what they did last season. So that is my Western Conference playoff predictions, and the team I have going to the finals.
Pelicans.
Oh, I have the Pelicans in there too, but it ain't there. You ain't ready yet. They need a year. They need another year. Western Conference predictions. I have the Lakers going to the finals.
One more thing, Brew, my bad. When we say Curry got to win by himself, we don't mean like he's playing by himself. We just mean as the only star on the team.
Agree.
Just had to put that out.
Who Who has done that outside of Bron?
Westbrook has led that team to the playoffs.
We ain't even talking about rings. It ain't about a ring.
It's not
winning.
Oh, okay.
By yourself as the star.
I thought you meant like winning a ring by yourself.
Oh boy,
I know you meant like playoff. I was gonna say like, come on now.
Nobody's done that. Even LeBron couldn't do it, but he made the playoffs.
That team to the final. That was nasty. Speaking of Bron, I have the Lakers going out of the West. It will be a Lakers-Bucks finals, and I say Lakers in 6. Bron gets ring number 5.
Lakers
in 4.
6.
If they play them, they gonna sweep them boys.
The breaks. Huh?
We beat them. Yes, they didn't get better.
They didn't.
They literally did not get better.
Second-round pick on that Bogdanovich thing because he never agreed to go there. They just botched. They botched their team trying to. They was like, we bringing in Drew. We got Bogdan coming in. The whole time nobody ever called Bogdan. So Bogdan like, I never said I was going to Milwaukee.
Exactly.
Milwaukee, it's cold up there. What Atlanta talking about? Oh, bet.
Exactly.
Atlanta me.
Hey, Jamal, who you got? Finals prediction.
Lakers versus Nets as it stands right now. I got Lakers in 7.
Yeah.
Lakers in 7.
John.
Finals, yeah. Let's go KD LeBron again. And let's get LeBron to have some little revenge. Let's get some revenge there. So I'll take Lakers over Nets and in a good 6-game series.
JB, last but not least. Net. Technical difficulties. Okay, JB, just when you get back in, you just let us know, bud. Cut. Is it time?
Yes, my finals predictions.
Oh, he's back.
Lakers, Nets. If the Nets do not acquire James Harden, they will lose in 6.
Gotcha.
If they do acquire James Harden, I have them winning in 7.
Got you. Cut Carter, is it time?
I think it's time.
For the first annual PACTIES.
PACTIES brought to you by PACT Life Podcast, Carter House, Carter to Carter Experience,
PACT brand.
PACTbrand.net.
Yep.
Brought to you by Carter Real Estate.
All our sponsors.
Brought to you by
Every Yard Matters, Afro Comic Collective.
Carter, Every Yard Matters. Brought to you by 8th grade English at Kip.
Nah, don't market that.
I know, but nah, for real.
Take it away, Cut Carter. Introduce the first annual PACTIES.
PACTIES. You know why we started the PACTIES? Because we ain't watching the Grammys. And we doing it based on 2020, not those songs that qualify, except one person. The only person that made it into this category from 2019 was Well Deserved. Well, 2 people, actually. But I'll go with the first category.
But wait, before you start, like I want to keep on what Cole was saying. No Grammys, no Emmys, no Oscars. We the PACTIES. We changing the game.
Matter of fact, and then
I'm
gonna call on people to announce the category. I want it to be authentic.
Okay, I'm buying.
All right. First up, to announce the best new artist. I'm gonna text y'all. I'm gonna text it to you, Bruce.
Gonna text the candidates. I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna text the candidates so you can read them.
Getting it covered. This new Zoom. You know, we gotta get accustomed to the awards show. We used to being in person, but the Zoom virtual.
Oh Lord.
Okay. Best new artist. The candidates include Megan Thee Stallion, Doja Cat, D Smoke, Chloe and Holly, Don Toliver, and forgive me if I mess up your name, Kaytranada. Can we deliberate as a committee before we make the announcement for who is the best new artist?
Pause it. Yep, we're gonna get into it. And the winner is.
Oh, okay. Hey, you still here? Good. Okay, I didn't know. And the winner is Megan Thee Stallion.
Well deserved, Meg.
Your package will come via social media.
Yaddy, 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 yaddy.
We can send you an award, or we can send you me.
Or we can send you some pack merch. That's your award.
Big facts. Next.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Bruce, you could actually finish out with those if you want. Or you want? Yeah, you can do them. Go ahead, do them. No, never mind. We're gonna switch it up. Go ahead, John. Do one category.
Right.
Pick one. Just do one of them.
All right, and the next category for the first ever PACT Awards is Best Pop Album. We have our nominees: Justin Bieber, Changes. We have The Weeknd, After Hours. We have Lady Gaga, Chromatica. We have Dua Lipa, Future, Nostalgia. We have Haim, Women in Music 3. We have Tommy Impala, The Slow Rush, a personal favorite of mine. And then we also have Ariana Grande, Positions. We have 60 seconds to deliberate on the vote, and we'll come back and let you know who the winner is.
John, you can announce the winner, but.
And the winner of the first ever PACTIES Best Pop Album Award goes to The Weeknd, After Hours. Congratulations, The Weeknd. We are all a fans of yours, and your personalized congratulations message will be coming via social media. Be on the lookout for that mention.
And Ball Lodge's Super Bowl performance, man. Waiting to see that. All right, next. Jalen, back to you. Back from our sponsor.
For the first annual PACTIES, we will be announcing our top nominees for the 2020 R&B albums. We have Jivion, When It's All Said and Done. Chloe and Halle, Ungodly Hour. Janae Aiko with Chilombo. We have It Was Good Until It Wasn't, Kalani. And we also have, wait. Yeah, that's it.
Is that an error?
Oh, you took my other ones out?
I took the weekend off.
Brent Fayez, F the world.
God damn it. Take two. Back from our sponsor. Here is Jalen.
Here we go. Finna be edited, boy. See, I had it perfect the first time until Dare messed up my momentum.
We're live. We're live.
Okay. For the first annual PACTIES, I will be announcing the 2020 Best R&B Albums. We have Jivion with When It's All Said and Done. Chloe and Halle, Ungodly Hour. Janae Aiko, Chilombo. And we have It Was Good Until It Wasn't, Kalani. And Brent Fayez, F the World. We will go into the deliberations now. And the winner for the best R&B album of the PACTIES is Chloe and Halle, Ungodly Hour.
Congratulations!
Congrats, ladies.
Yes, be on the lookout for your shout out. You guys deserved it.
We'll call you. You don't call us, we'll call you.
You guys rock is what you wanted to say, huh, Jalen?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Demond, run one of the hip hop ones.
Best hip hop albums. The nominees are Little Uzi, Eternal Takes, The Deluxe. Lil Baby, My Turn, The Deluxe. Roddy Ricch, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. Pop Smoke, Meet the Woe 2. Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist. Alfredo. Gunna, Wanna, Deluxe. Lil Durk, Just Cause Y'all Waited 2. And the winner for the best hip hop album 2020 first annual PACTIES is Lil Durk, Just Cause Y'all Waited 2.
Durkio.
What's up?
Durkio.
Let his dread swing. Like what JB say, let his dread swing.
Yeah, boy. Dread swing. I feel like Wayne showed me my opponent. I felt that even though I ain't had no dreads.
Next.
Bruce, you go run another one.
Next.
I can do one of mine. Wait,
Okay.
Can I? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Nah, Bruce, go ahead.
All right. here at the PACTIES, we don't just do music. That's bull jive. We don't just do music. We also do.
What do we do?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, sorry, there's a little error on my my envelope. Here at the PACTIES, we also do.
Wait.
Streaming.
You Steve Harvey. I messed up. It's right there on the envelope.
We also do streaming services. So we all know it's been a dreadful year due to this COVID-19. So which streaming service has been the best streaming service? We have Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Amazon Prime, and of course, Disney Plus. Here we go. Deliberate. And after a tough deliberation, I was fighting for one of my personal favorites, but the committee went a different way, similar to the college football playoffs committee, but that's neither here nor there. The winner of the quarantine stream service of the year is the giant itself, Netflix.
Hey, shout out to Netflix for having a strong Black lead. We love culturally relevant streaming services over here. So add some positive stuff though. We don't want to see the 13th in Our People in Chains. Shout out to Chadwick Boseman, new movie on Netflix. Y'all go check that out. Ma Rainey, all that stuff. So shout out to Netflix for looking out for our people.
Got you. How many words you got left, Kurt Carter?
All right, go ahead, John. Do your last category. Songs. You did albums. You don't do songs.
Oh, okay.
All
right. And for the first annual Best Pop Song for the PACTIES Award, we have our nominees are as follows: Doja Cat, Say So; Justin Bieber, Yummy; Ariana Grande, Positions; Dua Lipa, Levitating; and Tommy Impala, Borderline. The PAC committee will now take 60 seconds to deliberate. We'll be back with our final decision.
After our sponsor, here is a note from our guest, Johnny Malls. Take it away.
Thanks, Ruther Carter. After a tough 60 seconds of deliberation, it actually was a little longer than that. My favorite artist of all time actually was not named the winner for this particular category, but an up-and-comer was, and that is Miss Doja Cat. Congratulations, Say So is our Best Pop Song of the Year, first annual PACTIES Award. Shout out to you, Miss Doja. And shout out to Justin Bieber for dropping changes.
Stay off them chats.
Yeah, do better, sis. We need you to do better.
Stay out them chat rooms.
Go ahead, Jalen.
I ain't gonna speak on it, but yeah.
All right.
All right,
I ain't gonna
JD.
speak on it now. We have rolled into the next segment of Best 2020 R&B Songs. First, we have Do It by Chloe and Halle. Second, we have, okay, I'm gonna edit this a little bit. Vagina Fairy by Jhené Aiko.
You might as well have said it.
Third, we have Dying for Your Love, Snow Allegra.
Okay. I do like
Then we have Like I Want You by Jivion. And then we have Been Away, Brent Fayez.
I like Been Away.
So now we will take some time to deliberate. Here's a word from our sponsors. And we are back from having a word with our sponsors. The results are in. And winner for the best R&B song of 2020 and for the first annual PACTIES,
Back up.
P Fairy, Jhené Aiko.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Shout out to my shout out to you. That's it.
All right. All right. All right, Demar.
Y'all gonna drop you.
Very creative.
Is this closing out? Oh no, we still have a couple more.
We got 2 more, right? 2 or 3 more, right? Couple more.
Song of the year for the PACTIES.
Okay.
The nominees are Rest in Peace, Pop Smoke, Dior. Drake featuring Lil Durk, Laugh Now, Cry Later. Roddy Ricch, Just Put the Stick in the Box. Jack Harlow, What's Poppin'? Megan Thee Stallion, Savage, remix featuring Beyonce. Lil Baby, The Bigger Picture. And Lil Baby, We Paid featuring 42 Dugg. I was gonna whistle, but I can't even get it out. We will take a second to get the winner together. And the winner for the first annual PACTIES Song of the Year is, one again, Megan Thee Stallion, Savage Remix featuring Beyonce.
She got 2 PACTIES. That's a record. Congratulations.
What if man just said it's a record on the first annual?
Last year, Meg Thee Stallion swept the PACTIES.
I did too.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, y'all are stupid.
We got one more category. What we doing?
Hold on, I'm coming.
We're live in 3, 2.
Sorry for the mix-up earlier. Damon's category was hip-hop song of the year. I'm here to tell you the song of the year category. The nominees are as follows. Fades to Black. Cool. Drake, Laugh Now, Cry Later. The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. Doja Cat, Say So. Roddy Ricch, The Box. Justin Bieber, Changes. Lil Baby, We Paid. Meg Thee Stallion, Savage. And the winner is. And the winner is The Weeknd, Blinding Lights.
This is The Weeknd first ever PACTIES.
While I'm here, I'll close out the show. I have the last 2 categories. Since we're already on Song of the Year, or 3 categories, my bad. Record of the Year. The nominees are as follows. Blinding Lights, The Weeknd. Chloe Haley, Don't Make It Harder on Me. Tame Impala, Borderline. Meg Thee Stallion, Savage Remix featuring Beyonce. Dua Lipa, Levitating. I don't have to take a break this time. The deliberations have been settled. The winner is The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. For those of you who wonder what's the difference between Song of the Year and Record of the Year, Song of the Year is about the song, Record of the Year is about the production. Okay.
This is The Weeknd's second ever PACTIES. He ties Megan Thee Stallion. Congratulations.
The Weeknd had won Pop Album of the Year. So.
Oh, wow.
Try them things. Try them.
The Weeknd has 3 PACTIES. Oh, record. 10 minutes broken. Just broken set by Megan Thee Stallion 10 minutes earlier.
All right. Album of the Year. The nominees are as follows. The Weeknd, After Hours. Lil Baby, My Turn. Ungodly Hour, Chloe Haley. Tame Impala, The Slow Rush. Meg Thee Stallion, Good News. Janae Aiko, Chilumbo. We'll be back in a minute after we have a discussion with our sponsors.
And here, live from after our sponsors, here is Cut Carter for the announcement.
And the album of the year is The Weeknd, After Hours.
The Weeknd now has how many Grammys, Mr. Marshall?
Get that man a 4PF chain. Get that man a 4PF chain.
And this comes to the last category of the PACTIES. Woo. We didn't feel like we get here. Artist of the Year. Yeah.
Cookie.
Nominees are Lil Baby, Meg Thee Stallion, Taylor Swift, The Weeknd, Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, Chloe and Halle, and last but not least, Janae Aiko. And the winner is for Artist of the Year. In case I wasn't ready first time. And the winner is for Artist of the Year. Lil Baby, Mr. 4 Pockets Full, Artist of the Year.
Yeah. We paid.
On God. And what Baby say? On God, bro.
400 racks on a Lambo and didn't even know how to make them go on God.
And I will say this. This goes to the artist that we feel was consistent from January 1st to the recording of this PACTIES. Oh, jeez.
You know, the humanitarian award.
And it goes to the person that's like their work ethic, their delivery, their consistency, and we feel like he embodies our first annual Artist of the Year award.
True.
Congratulations to you, little baby.
And here at the PACTIES, we want to give you an insight into our thinking, and here are our own personal top 10 songs of the year. Demond, take it away.
I actually have 5 honorable mentions. And if y'all don't know, I do playlists, release them when the podcast is released. So check my Instagram story for that. My first honorable mention, Good Time of Wiz Khalifa's Big Pimpin' mixtape featuring Young Deji. Also, another honorable mention, All Week with a Kobe tribute on there featuring Young Deji, also off Big Pimpin'. Mark's Basement for Wiz Khalifa off his other tape that dropped this year. It's Only We, Bro. My last 2 honorable mentions are from The Weeknd's After Hours albums. These 2 songs are back to back. I really can't decide which one is better. In Your Eyes and Save Your Tears. It was a toss up for me. Couldn't really do it. My number 10 song, After Hours, self-titled album. Song's about. Number 9, What's Up off EA Deluxe version featuring Future. Gave us a sneak peek of what was coming in there later. Mixtape. Number 8, Crossroads off Top, Young Boy. Can't even. Yeah. Number 6, Fox 5 off Lil Keed's album that dropped this year. Trapped on Cleveland 3. Fox 5 to me, catchiest song of the year. Number 4. No, actually, I'm wrong. Number 5, Far featuring Young Thug Gunna off the Wanna album. Number 4, Laugh Now, Cry Later, featuring Lil Durk, Drake, his single. Can't wait for Certified Lover Boy. Number 3, Chicago Freestyle, Drake and Giveon. Number 2 was tied for me, 2 songs with Lil Baby. It was How off his My Turn album, and Always and Forever, Mariah the Scientist single. Featuring Lil Baby. And my number 1 song, Snow Child, The Weeknd off After Hours.
Appreciate that, my guy. I was on mute, Zoom University. John, would you like to go?
16. Yeah, like on the year that we call 2020, we recognize that the pandemic has took a lot of lives, but at the very positive time also offered us a lot of music to help us cope with some of the loss of our loved ones and just some of the loss of reality itself. And so I am very appreciative of this year for all of the music that has dropped and all of the artists who were able to still release their albums and continue their careers. With that being stated, I want to first say RIP to some of the musical figures that we lost. King Von, you were an upcoming superstar in the rap game. You will be missed. I have you as an honorable mention. Armed and Dangerous was a very great record that you recorded earlier this year, and I appreciate listening to it. So RIP King Von. Also want to say RIP to Pop Smoke. Very much also another up-and-coming superstar in the rap industry. And I really appreciated your R&B segment of Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon that you dropped. And I appreciated Something Special as an honorable mention for my top songs of the year. Moving on, I got 2 more honorable mentions. I want to say Pass the Water by Lil Durk. You was singing your heart out, boy. And that song was going crazy. I really rock with Pass the Water. If you haven't heard it, check it out. ATL Freestyle, because that's where I am in Atlanta, by Black, was also a very good record. And he dropped the EP that was tough. If you don't know who Black is, check him out. I highly recommend it. And lastly, for my honorable mentions, you all, I want to shout out Drake for releasing an EP this year, and we look forward to the album just shortly into the new year upcoming. Keed, you also released the album this year, and I appreciated much of the tracks that were on there. And also shout out to Big Sean for releasing music this year. Long awaited. You have some really good songs. None of them made my list, but you are one of my favorite artists, and I thought you should get recognition for releasing music in 2020. All right, y'all, let's get to it. You've been waiting for it. Here are my top 10 songs of the year. Number 10, Flo Milli, In the Party. Flo Milli, you know how I go. Flo Milli has gotten a lot of parties crunk this year, and she came on the scene hot, so it'd be crazy not to honor her. Number 9, Had Enough by Don Toliver. I really appreciate the sound. I think he's a continuation of Travis Scott. And I'm looking forward to him having another great year in 2021. Number 8, Go Crazy by Chris Brown and Young Thug. For obvious reasons, the beat is nice. That mixtape was tough. I like the collaboration, much needed. The video was crazy as well. And that has a lot to do with if I'm going to like a song or not. Number 7, I have Do It. You heard it on the PACTIES. Just won an award here as one of the greatest songs of the year, 2020. Shout out to Chloe and Holly. I really appreciate Do It as a record that can be honored as a top 10. Number 6, Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. No other words needed. Very great song. I could have had Snow Child on there. I could have had any other song from that album, but I really appreciated that. Number 5, Savage Remix. Megan Thee Stallion, Beyonce. TikTok movement. A lot of girls dancing on the ground. Very influential person in a lot of girls' lives. So shout out to Meg for releasing that with Beyonce and hopping on. Number 4, Laugh Now, Cry Later. Definitely a record that is a bop for obvious reasons. Shout out to Dirk for making my list in there as well. Number 3, Drug Addiction. The first track on Top by NBA Youngboy. Like, yo, I'm gonna tell y'all something about Youngboy. He may got a lot of things going on personally, but when he's in the studio and put them headphones on and get behind the mic with a blunt in his hand, that man is a real life rapper and singer. So shout out to Baton Rouge in the house for making a list. Last 2 here, We Paid by Lil Baby. Just respect to Lil Baby for having a great year. We Paid pretty much summarizes how I feel. A lot of money came in this year for 2020, so I felt paid. So shout out to Lil Baby. And number 1, this beat is so hard that it had to be my number 1 song. And the video and the girls that dance to it. WAP is that number 1 song of the year. It is by Megan Thee Stallion. Yes, she made 2 of my songs. And if you ain't heard WAP or seen the video or seen TikTok of people trying to replicate, you need to go check your phone again right now. But those are my top 10 songs of the year. Thanks for tuning in.
Jalen, you are next.
My top 10 of 2020. I have no honorable mentions. I took the time to really narrow this down. Number 10, we have Drinking and Smoking by Lil Uzi and Future. Great record. Man, can't say enough about the album, but that record there is just phenomenal. Number 9, I have Met Gala by Gunna. Very underrated record, I feel like, this year. Every time it comes on, it's just like ridiculous. The energy of that record is crazy. We have number 7, Like I Want You by Giveon. Amazing record, man. Guys singing his heart out. Followed by, we have at number 6, The Beach, also by Giveon. The guy's just a phenomenal talent, man. Like, you just have no idea. All right. We have Laugh Now, Cry Later by Dirk and Drake. Phenomenal song. Then we have When to Say When by Drake. Then we have Heartless by The Weeknd. Then we have coming into number 3, The Chicago Freestyle by Drake. And number 2, we have coming in, Bruiser called it. It is P Fairy by Jhené Aiko. And number 1, of course, man, this guy had a phenomenal year. One of his best albums, one of the best albums ever. Blinding Lights. Can't say enough about that record. Literally feel like I'm in the 80s and also current day. So that is my top 10 records of this year, songs this year.
All right. Second to last, it is me, Bruiser Carter. I just want to shout out these 4 artists. These are my honorable mentions. Armed and Dangerous, similar to John. King Von intro track to Welcome to Old Block went crazy. My third one is Bean, Kobe, featuring Chief Keef by Lil Uzi Vert. That beat goes crazy. And with the passing of Kobe Bryant, it just hit more when you hear that song come on. Number 3, Carter put me onto this song by Stone Cold Jizzle. Yep. By Stone Cold Jizzle, remix with Nino Calvin. And last but not least, Drika by Kevin Gates, the single he released back in, I want to say March, April, when it's Crazy to Me. And that was one of my most played songs this year, ironically. Number 10, similar to JB, I have Met Gala by Gunna. Just when something just feel different when that beat come on. Number 9 is Sauce Girl by Pierre Bourne. Back to my old life. Yeah, that way that song come in is too hard for me not to omit that. Number 8, I have Full Circle by Big Sean. You know, everything comes full circle. Just a great message. And I like whenever P Diddy's feature on the song, just talking on a track, I just like makes me want to listen to it more. So I have Full Circle at 8. Number 7, I have No Option by Internet Money and Kevin Gates. Number 6, I have In the Party by Flo Milli. Just something when that beat come on, just get your turn. All right, number 5, I have Pardon Me by Lil Yachty featuring Future. Just Future went stupid on there, whistling and all. So yeah, I got shout out Future and Yachty. Number 4, When We Shoot by Lil Durk off the deluxe of Just Cause Y'all Waited 2. Number 3, I have 24/8 or 248, however you want to say it. I love that song by Lil Durk. That's one of my favorites. That is my favorite song from that album. Number 2, it's a lot of Lil Durk. Down Me by King Von and Lil Durk. By Levon, and on this album, King Von's album, Levon James. And number 1, off the posthumous Mac Miller album, I have Good News. Just a great song. And that's top 2 favorite albums for me this year in 2020. Circles by Mac Miller. So there you have it. That is my top 10 songs of 2020.
All right. For me, I had to do some honorable mentions too. I just digest a lot of music. No specific order, I guess, but Flo Milli, Weak, one of my favorite songs this year. Brent Faiyaz, Bluffing, Lil Uzi Vert, Venetia, and Lil Uzi Vert, Chrome Heart Tags, and Urgency. I like those. Drake, Laugh Now Cry Later featuring Dirk. Surprised it didn't make my top 10, but it was like, I just know he got more music coming that'll probably just be my soundtrack next year. Ride Wave, Girl of My Dreams. Ride Wave, Letter from Houston. And Young Blue, this artist from Alabama, I've been playing him a lot. He's actually really, really good. Kind of like singing rap. He got a song called Her Fears that I think is really, really good, but a lot of people probably never heard it. And then my last honorable mention is September 16th off Kid Cudi, Man in the Moon 3 that just dropped. I love it. That's like the song.
Shout out to Kid Cudi for dropping music, man. Shout out to Kid Cudi.
Man on the Moon 3 is Solo Dolo 3 sounds good. It's probably one of my favorites, but September 16th, the song about his girlfriend, like, I need your love all over me, is just the vibe, and the harmonization, the production, everything's fine. So let's get into it. Number 10, we have Lil Durk, When We Shoot. That's probably one of my favorite and most played off there. Lemonade off Internet Money featuring Gunna and Don Toliver featuring Nav. That was I love that song. The way Don coming on it just from the jump, the video on the water with the lemonade. Number 8, I have Met Gala by Gunna. Came from Flash shows and off the south in the back, you get whacked or get shot in your car. It's just everything he was saying on there he was flowing. And then the fact that I'm from that, I live in that area that he's talking about, it just was like hit home for me. This is one of the ones people probably wouldn't expect. Ariana Grande, POV is one. I think it's the last song on her album. That's an album. You grown? Got a girlfriend? Go play that album for your girlfriend. No cap. 8, 7. That was 7. Number 6, I have Always and Forever by Mariah the Scientist featuring Lil Baby. One of my favorite songs. If you listen to this song and you don't like it, I don't know, you might be tripping. It's just the nostalgic vibe. It's produced by Earl on the beat, who produced a lot of Lil Yachty stuff. Crazy track. Lil Baby comes on and then kill it. They shot it at Magic City. Just cool vibe. My number 5, Sun Came Out by Gunna. It's like an anthem for me. It's just every time I hear it, I can get dressed to it every morning. Number 4, Pierre Bourne, one of my favorite artists that really just dropped the deluxe this year. Sauce Girl. Sauce Girl. Like Sauce Girl is as elite track. Sauce Boy is good too, but Sauce Girl, elite track. Number 3, like John, I had this song in there. Drug Addiction by Youngboy. His album was one of my favorites this year, and that really sets the tone for me. Me and Jalen was going out one time. Like, he literally got in the car, and it's the first thing I played, and we lit. And he talking about, I want to take it all back the way it started. It's just the vibe, bro. He's like, you hear, you like, dang, you feel that. And then my last two tracks, number 2 and number 1, are from the same artist. My artist of the year overall, as far as like music. Number 2 is Escape from LA, which is the following track to my number 1, which is Snow Child. If you get a chance to listen to The Weeknd's album and you don't like the run from Snow Child to Escape from LA, I don't know then. I can't help you.
That run is incredible.
It's like the song, it don't feel like a different song. It ends and then next thing you know is the beat drop. And it, bro, his production, I think they said Metro executive produced the album. That production on the album is nuts.
Stupid nuts.
Oh, wow. And after a long PACTIES, we want to say thank you for tuning in to the PACTIES. First of many to come. Also, thank you for tuning in to the PACT Holiday Special, and this will conclude the very special PACT Holiday Special. I'm your host, Bruiser Carter. I'm gonna say my name first, and we wish you a happy holidays. Beside me, we got my boy, Mr. Johnny Marr.
Glad to be your boy, man. Thanks for having me. Thanks for allowing us to do the PACTIES and for y'all tuning in. Hopefully, y'all leave in the comments who you felt like we left out or snubbed, and if you agree with our selections. But all of those artists and everyone else who released music this year did a great job. So thanks for tuning in.
We got my brother, Mr. Carter.
Cutthroat, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy New Year, you know. But it's been a pleasure. PACTIES.
Yep, use your powers responsibly. And last but not least, we got my boy, Mr. Jalen.
Man, it's just been a blessing. Full year of doing the pod. What is this, episode 85?
No, this is the very special PACT Holiday Special, not an official episode.
Not an official episode. See, it's a blessing just to even have that. Just want to say thank you to everybody that supports us, from the podcast, from the brand to the brand, everything, man. We're very grateful, humble. Hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. And just cherish your loved ones. And that's all I have to say. It's a wrap.
And thank you for Damon. He had to go a little bit early, but we understand it. We got some duties to attend to. And we are out of here. Thank you for tuning in. A very special PACT Holiday Special.
New PACT Life.